Hello everyone, I am Karuna Babbar. Welcome to my YouTube channel with KPython series. Today I am discussing Matplotlib. Now it is a plotting library for the Python and its numerical mathematical extension NumPy. It provides an object-oriented API for embedding plots into applications using general purpose GUI toolkits like Tkinter, Qt, GTK+, and many more are also there in the Matplotlib. Now, how to import matplotlib in our file? See here, as you can see on my screen, I am importing matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Why I am using as PLT? Here I am giving PLT as a short form of matplotlib.pyplot. Otherwise, if I don't mention it, I need to type it again and again. This is the reason I have given a short form here, right? In the form of PLT. Now, the second line says matplotlib inline. Whenever I execute my cell, my plot will be printed thereafter only. Otherwise, I need to type plt.show. Then this is the inbuilt function of matplotlib again and again. To avoid printing or to avoid typing plt.show again and again, I simply type matplotlib inline. Now let me execute this cell. Now I am importing another Python's library, that is NumPy, and I am executing as a short form of NumPy as NP, right? Okay. Now here I am initializing two of my variables, and with the help of inbuilt function arange of NumPy, I am taking 0 to 10. I am giving the range here from 0 to 10 for x, and for y I am taking range from 11 to 21, and from 11 to 21 it will contain the numbers. Let me execute it. Now I am plotting these x and y numbers. Here I am using plt.scatter. Scatter is the basic graph provided by matplotlib. If I press shift plus tab, you can see its description also. Many of the arguments you can pass in this particular inbuilt function. Here I am using my x and y, and I am simply giving the color as green. Now herein I can give the x label. Let me execute it and I will show how it works. Right now, this is the x label, this is the y label, and plt.title says graph in 2D. This is the PLT title. I can give the title, I can give the X label, I can give the Y label. Then there is one more option here, plt.savefigure test.png. Now, if I want to save this graph in any of the image format, it will save in my library. Let me show you. See here, in my library in my directory, sorry, it is saved as test.png, right? So you can save this graph with any of the image format, be it BMP, be it JPEG, be it IMP. You can give any image format, right? Moving on further, now here I am using simple mathematical function, that is y is equal to x into x, right? Again, I'm using plt.plot, simple plot, and I'm plotting x, y, and here I am giving arguments for the color, and now I am giving argument as line style. Line style I am taking it as a dashed one. See, line width as 4 and marker size. Okay, there's no need to give marker size here. I'll show this particular feature later on. See, let me execute it. See here. Now you can see my x and y, which was the equation's value is depicted in color R with the dashed line style, and line width is of 4, right? Now here again I'm using it like, if I don't want to use the line style, I can simply type y dot y dash dash, and when I execute it, see, it will provide me my line equation with the yellow color and along with the dashed style. Now here I am using marker size also. Now what exactly it is, the marker size? See here, here I have plotted the same equation x, y. I have taken the red color with this marker. Now this is the marker basically, asterisk. It is showing me the points of my equation, and dash is the line style, and my marker size is 20. If I say, let me show you, if I don't give any marker size and I execute it, right, see here, by default it takes marker sizes 10. Now if I raise the marker size is equal to 20 and I execute it, see here, now the marker size has been raised, right? Moving on further, I can create subplots. Now, what exactly subplots are? What is the privilege of subplotting? See, when I write plt.subplot, subplot function basically have three parameters. That is the number of rows, number of columns, and position. When I write subplot, I am pressing shift plus tab and I am getting the description of it. See here. This subplot, number of rows, number of columns, and the index, that is the position. Now here I am giving number of rows 2, number of columns 2, and my position should be 1. So this is my position 1. It has taken 2 rows and 2 columns with 1 position, and at this 1 position I am plotting xy with B color and dash line. In the second subplot, I am giving 2 rows, 2 columns, and this second position. So my third argument says the position, and my first and second argument in subplotting says the number of rows and the number of columns. Here I am giving the color green, and with a similar way I have taken the third position, and let me not plot. If I want to plot the subplot at the fourth position also, let me type it, subplot. Now number of rows 2, number of columns 2, and my position should be at 4. And now I am giving plt dot subplot, right? Subplot to ho gaya. Now I have to give plt dot plot x comma y, and now my color is C and the dash line. Now let me execute it. See here, right? So this way you can make subplots within your plot space. Within your graph space you can make any subplots. Now plotting equations, you can plot equations also. Mathematical equations can be easily plotted through matplotlib. See here, I have taken x1 as np.arrange, and I have taken values from 1 to 11. In the y, I have given the equation, that is every point of x will be multiplied by 3 plus 5. So here plt dot title, let me execute. See here, now if it is executing, this is giving me a simple single linear line with plt dot x label, that is x-axis, y label as y-axis, and my title says mathematics equation, right? Moving on further, so this is very simple and very handy to use, right? Now matplotlib supports many of the mathematical functions. If I want to create sine curves, I need to simply execute np.py, and right now it takes pi's value, and now I can plot any of the sine waveform, cosine waveform, right? Here I am taking x2 as arrange from the points 0 to 4 into, I have given the range here, 4 into pi, right? And my step size is 0.2 here. I may change it to 0.1, or I may raise it also, right? Now here y2 function says It's a sine function of x2. Now plt.title sine waveform. Let me execute it, and you will get a fair idea how it will be displayed. See here. Now my title is sine waveform, right? Now here I have typed, you must have watched here plt.show. Even if I didn't type here, even if, because I have already, see here, I have already typed this line matplotlib inline, it will going to display it. Even if I don't type plt.show, even then it will display it, right? Now moving on further, I have made sine cosine curves with subplotting. So here I have taken x and my y, right? Now in my y, see here, plt dot subplot. Now I have taken what? Number of rows 2, but number of column is 1 at one position. Now at one position, my plt dot plot says x3 and y sine. I am taking the sine wave here. At my first position, I am taking sine wave here. At the second position, the number of rows are 2, number of column is 1, and my second position. Now my position, that is index is 2 here. And here I am taking cosine wave. And if I want to take again the number of rows 2, the number of column 1, and let me see, say here the position is 3, and I am taking the tan wave here, and I execute it. See here. Here it is saying, see here, it is no doubt, it is giving the 2 sine and cosine waves, but not 3. The number of columns, because it raises the, basically what exactly it is doing, why it is giving me the error. See here, the image size, the subplot should be in the entire image size. The subplot should be given in the entire image size, and my entire image size is between the 1 and the 2 position. It should not exceed the 2 value, and that is the reason my tan wave is not displayed, because I have given it a 3/3 space, right? I hope this is clear. Now if I don't exit, if I just simply don't give it, okay, now let me show. See here, right? So whenever you are plotting subplots, you must consider the image area, the image position also, right? In this image spacing, only then you can plot your subplots, right? Now coming to the next plots, that are the bar plots. Here I have taken another set of variables x4 and an x underscore 4. I have taken few of the points in both the variables. Now I am using for bar plots. What I need to type is, it's a inbuilt function bar. So when I press tab plus shift key, it is again giving me the description. You may check. You can give height, width as arguments. You can align it. If you want to give data also, you may give any of the. So here I am simply aligning my, if I want to give height, I can. If I want to give the width, I can set. By default its width is 0.8, right? Let me show you width, say 0.4, and color is this, right? Let me execute it. I show you. See here, these are the bars, right? Again, plt dot bar, points are there, color is set to green. My title is bar graph. My x label and y label are x and x axis and y axis, and I can give arguments according to my own choice. Very simple, guys, to use bar graphs, plots, scatter plots. These are too easy, and most of the mathematical operations, equations can be easily depicted through these plots. This is the privilege of matplotlib as such. Now coming to histograms. Histograms helps us with respect to the number of a number on say x-axis, the count or density at y-axis. See here, histograms always gives us the view of the density on the other axis. Now here bins specifies the density. Now what exactly the bins are? See here, I have taken a variable with an array of so many elements, right? Now I'm plotting hist is the inbuilt function which prints us histogram, right? You can press shift plus tab to get the description of it, right? Here you are saying bins as none. By default bins are none, or by default bins value is 10, right? And you may change it, right? By default density is also false. You may prefer, if you prefer, you may set its value density as true, right? So here I am, let me execute it. Okay, see here. Now as my numbers, according to my numbers, see here, now my number says according to my numbers, see here, the density, that the number from 5 to almost 25, 5 to 25, the density is quite high. This is what histogram says. Again from numbers 30, around 30 to 40, the density is quite low as compared to the density from the numbers from 5 to 25, right? Again the density again is, see here, from 40 to 60, the density is quite high. Yes, everyone, right? So with this way you can check the density, that is the occurrence, count occurrence on the y-axis, and on x-axis you can place your variables, you can place your numbers, and you can check their count on the other axis. So moving on further, now we have box plots also. Now what exactly box plots will give us? Percentile value. Now they depict the percentile in a way like 25 percentile, 50%, 75%, and with this range you can easily imagine that that your count is where exactly the average of your count lies, right? Now here I am taking data, and within data function is based on standard deviation, right? Here normal standard deviation has been taken, that is why I have taken random dot normal from 0 to 100, and I am cards from 0 to standard deviation, which is given in the range of 1 to 4, and 100 represents the step size here. Now here 100 represents the step size, right? And my random numbers will be generated from the range of 1 to 4. Now to plot my box plot, I have to write dot box plot. Box plot is another inbuilt function of matplotlib. Here I have taken my data and vertices as true, vertical true, and patch artist. Now what exactly is the patch artist? Patch artist is equal to true. See, if I am not giving any patch size, let me show you with patch size, patch artist as true, and let me show you here how it will be depicted. See here, now it is showing me the color blue because of the patch artist set true. If I set it false, or if I don't give it, by default it is false, so it won't show me any color. And see here, this is the 25 percentile, this line says this is the 50%, and the line here, this is the above, this is the 75%. It starts from 0, 25%, 50%, 75%, and this is what? This is 100%. And above this 100%, if you have any, these are considered as the outliers. These are all considered as the outliers. See here, these are all the outliers. Below 0 and above 100. These are all the outliers which box plot is giving us. See here, now let me not describe patch artist as true. Let me show you. See here. Perfect. Now the color is nowhere. So box plots, even in Seaborn, the box plots are really have a greater utility because we can take the percentile or the average of our count or the occurrences of any variable or the feature. This is the best thing the box plots provide us. Now is the pie chart. Pie charts are also there in Matplotlib. How can you define pie charts? See here, I have taken labels with 4 individuals, right? Sizes are also given. Now here, as you can see, the complete pie is of 100 percentile, right? If I want to show it in chunks, my elements percentile should be depicted through pie chart, then I have to describe the sizes. See here, if you count all these numbers, this comes out to be 724, and if you divide the size by the total, you will get the actual percentile. See here, 724 by the actual number, then you will get Python is of 29 point. From the entire 100 percentile, Python consists of 29.56%. C consists of 16.57%. And similarly, Java and .NET considers consists of 38.67 percentile and 15.19 percentile. .NET, right? So here I have taken the colors. For every chunk, I have taken chunk, or you can say the slice. I have taken the colors according to my choice. Explode. This is another parameter of pie chart. Now, what exactly explode is? That how far a slice should be moved from the pie chart. It can be given under the explode parameter. See here. If I have taken zero point 0.2. Let me raise it to 0.4. Let me execute with 0.1 first, then I will show you the difference. See here, now the points I explode point was 0.1. Now I have raised it to 0.4, and let me execute it again. See here, now the slice has been moved from the entire pie chart, right? Let it be 0.2, right? Again I am executing it. See here, if you want to highlight any particular slice from your pie chart, then explode is very good, right? You can set your explode accordingly. Now there is another parameter in pie chart, that is autopact. See here, autopact, and it is always considering the float numbers here, right? The floating point numbers here. Now what exactly float autopact is doing? See here, my autopact, if I don't give any autopact, let me execute it without any autopact, and you will see, without any autopact. And if I give autopact, now again I'm using auto pct is equal to, let me again give the value which is in float 1.2 f, and now if I execute it, you will find that every slice will be shown its percentile. So that's how auto PCT, explode are the parameters, are the arguments which pie chart which are really very useful, and wherein we can give our slices, we can give our shadow also, right? So this finishes with your matplotlib. I tried to cover all the main graphs within the matplotlib we generally use for visualization purposes. Thanks for watching, and my next video will be on Seaborn. Thank you.